Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Binti Matusin. My matrix number is 2023@22932. Today I would like to presenting about critical analysis and presentation Malaysia trade performance from 2020 to 2025. Let's go start.
Keupayaan sektor perdagangan negara yang dinamik dan akomodatif menjadikan Malaysia negara perdagangan kompetitif global.
In this video, I will explain Malaysia overall trade performance from 2020 to 2025, focus on the 2025 graph. Overall, Malaysia went through three major phases in 2020 and 2021. Trade performance declined due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which disrupted supply chain and reduced export and import activity. In 2022, trade rebounded strong as global market respond and demand is increased. But in 2023, growth slowed slightly due to the global inflation and market uncertainties. However, what you can see in 2024 and 2025, Malaysia trade performance became stable and gradually improved. The trend in domestic export and re-export from 2020 to 2025 based on the graph. First, we can see that domestic export are consistent higher than re-export for all years. Each year show a steady upward pattern, especially from 2020 to 2025, where domestic export is increased more noticed. This reflects stronger local production, growing industrial output, and higher the global demand for Malaysia-made goods.
By 2024 and 2025, re-export showed a clearly upward trend, though still much lower than domestic export. This suggests improved logistics, better port operation, and increasing transshipment activity in Malaysia. Overall, the graph shows two key patterns. Domestic exports show strong, consistent growth, while re-export show gradual recovery and steady improvement.
Malaysia import by end use from 2020 to 2025 based on the graph. From the chart, we can see that intermediate goods make up the large portion of Malaysia imports throughout the entire period. Their values rise steadily from 2020 to 2022, peaking around mid-2023 to 2024. This shows Malaysia a strong manufacturing sector, especially in electronic industrial production, which relies heavily on imported components.
Capital goods show a noticeable upward trend, especially from 2023 to 2025. This suggests increased investment in machinery, equipment, and technology. The rise in capital goods input indicates that businesses are expanding and upgrading their production capacity, signaling economic growth and industrial development.
The data show that the electrical and electronic product dominate Malaysia export performance, contributing over 5.2 billion, which is more than half for all export. This sector remains the backbone of Malaysia economy, supporting industries such as semiconductor, ICT, and manufacturing. The strong performance of electronic and electrical also makes it the contributor to Malaysia GDP and employment.
Next is palm oil and palm-based agricultural products contributing 60.9 billion. Malaysia remains one of the world's largest palm oil producers, and this sector contributes both to export earnings and agricultural GDP. Machinery, equipment, and parts record 58 billion, reflecting Malaysia's growing capability in industrial production and manufacturing technology.
Next, Malaysia import sector for the year 2025 and how they shape the economy. First, from the chart, we can see that electrical and electronic products make up the large portion of Malaysia import at 406.5 billion. This shows that Malaysia relies heavily on imported components such as semiconductor and part of assembly. These inputs are important because Malaysia is a global manufacturing hub, especially for electronics, so importing components help support production, export, and hire for jobs.
The second major import is machinery, equipment and parts worth at 90.1 billion. The next, petroleum products at 72.8 billion. Malaysia also import chemical and chemical products totaling 71.5 billion. Lastly, palm oil and palm-based products account for 48.1 billion.
Based on pie chart, what we can see, Malaysia major export destination for 2025 are led by Singapore, which record the higher value at 187 billion. This is followed closely by the United States with 166.4 billion and PR China at 136.3 billion. Meanwhile, Hong Kong sales contributes 66.7 billion, and also Taiwan is the small among the top 5 with 62 billion. What we can see in pie chart, Malaysia main import source in 2025 is PR China, contributing the large share at 249.4 billion. This is followed by Singapore with 114.9 billion, Taiwan at 110.8 billion, and also United States at 104.9 billion. Meanwhile, Japan contributes 48.6 billion, making it the small among the top 5 import partners.
I will verify explain Malaysia trade relation with ASEAN countries that have free trade agreement or FTA. ASEAN in Malaysia most important trading partner. Approximately one quarter of Malaysia total trade comes from ASEAN countries. Among the main partners are Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, and Vietnam. Through FTA such as AFTA and RCEP, many traffic have been reduced, custom procedures have been simplified, and trade transactions have become faster. This is helped Malaysia trade at lower cost and more efficient process. Overall, FTA in ASEAN strengthened Malaysia's position in the regional supply chain, increased the country competitive, and facilitated the flow of two-way trade between Malaysia and ASEAN countries. In 2024, Malaysia export patents show significant differences between states, with several locations being the main driver of the country economy. The state with the largest contribution is Penang, accounting for around a third of the country's total export. This is due to the strength of the electrical and electronic sector that are backbone of the state industry. Overall, Malaysia export in 2024 showed the strength of the Western region in the technology and manufacturing sector, while the Eastern region is more relation and natural resources. These differences
Overall,
help
Malaysia
understand
export
the
in
economic
2024
potential,
showed the
strength
strength
and
of the
challenges
Western
of each
region
state.
in the technology and manufacturing sector, while the Eastern region is more reliant on natural resources. These differences help us understand the economic potential, strength, and challenges of each state.